We're here at the TechTV studio at London Tech Week 2017. Joining me is Chris Hafner from Aspirant. Chris, you are speaking on a panel later on today on AI and ethics. Tell me more. It's a hot topic at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely. Artificial intelligence, friend or foe. It'll be an interesting conversation. We have panelists from a variety of industries, and I think what we're really trying to do is understand a lot of the narrative out in the marketplace today around robots taking over the world, right? Taking over our jobs. Stephen Hawking, saying that artificial intelligence will be the death of humanity, and in reality, it's a lot of hype around any type of new technology adoption gets this kind of hype. So we'll hopefully dispel some of the myths, talk about the practical applications of artificial intelligence and the overall economic benefits and value creation opportunities that brings to a variety of businesses, organizations, and ultimately to economies and people and humanity as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of topics to cover there, and I think the jobs thing, if we could just spend a moment on that, there's been a lot of, like you say, narrative. People are scared that their jobs are going to be taken by artificially intelligent beings and so on, but history shows us that kind of isn't the case, is it? That, people who embrace the new technologies kind of stay in those jobs and new jobs get created.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a plethora of new jobs that will be created, but on one hand we hear a lot of conversation in the marketplace around STEM, right? Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and we just don't have enough people coming on board, right? And so artificial intelligence can augment, so it's not so much a replacement as it is the augmentation of jobs and activities. And for human beings, the nice thing about artificial intelligence is, many of the applications will allow us to do the more mundane, non-value added tasks and allow human beings to focus on what they do best. Applying, very important word here, discernment, the ability to judge well. So humans, think about it in the legal profession, will be able to apply more discernment to those areas of, say, a legal review that are really important to them versus having to read volumes and volumes and pages of just redundant, mundane contract language.
And that, you mentioned the legal field there. That's another really interesting area too. We talk about jobs, but the legality, particularly when machines are making decisions for us, autonomous vehicles, for example, it's an area where it's not necessarily a technology problem. It's a societal, it's processes that need to catch up with the technology.
Yeah, in some cases, it is an all or nothing proposition. So my personal perspective on autonomous vehicles is it probably needs to be an all or nothing environment, right? So if it's all automated, the world interacts really well from an autonomous vehicle perspective. The minute you start introducing human beings and machines in a collaborative environment, you can get some interesting, unexpected outcomes.
And this stuff takes time to happen. Again, we've been talking about autonomous vehicles and connected cars. There's not going to be a light switch that goes and all of a sudden all of our cars are autonomous. That's going to take decades to happen, isn't it?
Absolutely, decades, right? You can't just pull all the vehicles off the roads today, switch them. Just look at the promise of electric vehicles and the evolution that's taken, right? And evolution is really the key word, right? It's small changes over long periods of time. I don't think in many areas we're going to see necessarily a revolution, and that's what people are really fearing, that there's going to be this massive sea change and we're going to have this massive shift in employment because robots are suddenly going to come online and start marching down Main Street.
Now, you are based in London with Aspirant. Tell me more about Aspirant.
Yeah, so we're a global management consultancy, and we are fundamentally changing the way consulting services are delivered. A couple of years ago, we went on our own business model innovation journey, right? Asking ourselves, if we created our business today without the legacy of how it's been done in the last 80 years, what would we do different? And it was really interesting, and that kind of brought us into the artificial intelligence, machine learning, natural language processing, neurolinguistics space to say we can really leverage technology to provide value for our clients faster so that we can get deeper, richer insights without so much of the mundane human interaction that prevents most consulting organizations from really providing the greatest amount of value to their customers. So it's been an interesting journey. It's informed how we're structured and organized, and one of the greatest challenges we had to take on was a really clear understanding of the value created through deploying this technology and understanding how we're going to share that value with our customers. And I think that's a real important hurdle for a lot of businesses, is to figure out how they share that value with their customers.
Listen, Chris, terrific to talk to you. Good luck on your panel session later on today, AI, friend or foe. It's Chris Hafner from Aspirant. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.